All right, Photoshoppers, let's talk about your latest and greatest project. Well, you are going to make what I call a time traveler photobomb. So, what this is you find a photograph from the past, and then you take your photograph and you blend them together to make it look like there is a displaced time traveler from a different era in the photo. So here you can see me with my smartphone, and right here over here in the corner, I'm scaled down and I match the size of the objects in the pictures. Well, what you do for this is you find a source image. I found this one from the internet, and then I took this image here and I used my selection tool to cut it out, and I made a layer here, and I put these two things together to sort of make a time traveler picture. Well, the first thing that you're going to want to do is go to Google Images, and let me offer a few search suggestions. You can look for 1890s photos all the way up to 1950s photos. This will help you find the picture that you're looking for, which is an old picture now, or an old picture from the past. I specifically search for 1900 photos, not 1900 total photos, but like the year 1900 photos. And this is the one that I landed on. Okay, so what your task will be is to find a good picture from the past that you can put yourself into. So you might decide you want to do this one. Now, if that's the one you want to work with, then you would right click and save image as and save it to your folder. Okay? So, just a couple of search suggestions. These are the search terms you need to look for to find your photograph from the past to make your time traveling photo bomber, time travel photo bomb picture. Good luck. One thing that you might find when you find your perfect photograph from the past is that it might have a weird coffee tinted shade to it, which is that's what we call a sepia tone. Well, let's talk about how to get rid of this brownish hue and make it truly black and white. Well, we're going to go up here to image, and then we're going to do adjustments, and then go here to black and white. I'm going to click that, and it's going to remove that brownish tint to the photograph. Okay, then I'm going to just click OK. Now you notice the difference. If I step backwards, you'll see this is the brownish tint I was referring to. If I step forward, this is with it stripped out to black and white. So how did I do that? Again, I went to image, adjustments, and black and white. That's how to remove that brownish tint to your photograph from the past. Okay, getting started. Well, to get started, you're going to need a couple of things. You're going to need a photograph from the past, and you're going to need a photograph of yourself or you and your group members. Now, if you want to work with more than one person, that's fine, but I would recommend taking pictures of each of you individually. And when your pictures go, make sure from head to toe you are in that picture. So your head all the way down to your feet are visible in the picture. Okay? So these are the two things you're going to need to make your time traveler photo. It looks like this, where you have somebody displaced from a time in a different time. Now, also think about what you're going to have in your hand. You might have your phone or a tablet or some headphones or something that indicates you were not from that time. So think about that and have that in your photograph of yourself. So you'll notice that my original image from the past has a brown tint to it. I'm going to get rid of it by going to Image, Adjustments, and then Black and White. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to do the same thing for the image of myself. I'm going to go to Image, Adjustments, and I'm going to go to Black and White. OK. So now I have two photographs that match up. That's exactly what I wanted. Both of them are in black and white. So now the name of the game is getting your time traveler cut out of picture and remove the background. So you want to get this person out of here and place into this photograph. Well, in order to do that, you're going to need a few things. You're going to need a quick selection tool, and you're also going to need the magnifying glass tool to zoom in. Now, if you hold the Alt key down and click, it'll zoom back out. Okay. Or you can just use these buttons here. The little magnifying glasses up here will help you zoom in and out. They're right there. Okay. All right, so quick selection tool. Let's talk about it. Here it is. So I've got it. When you're using the quick selection tool, you can subtract from a selection, and then you can also add to a selection. You can even change the size of the quick selection brush. What it does is it selects things in a smart way. So the computer will kind of automatically sort of go around what it is that you want. So you can see that it's quickly going around this, and it's kind of using the center blocks and the tiles to find the edges there, okay? So see what I'm doing? I'm just kind of, oops, now that's a problem, okay? So I would take my subtract from selection tool here, pull this back out, okay? So I very quickly grab my foot back and then put the foot back there, okay? Now I'm going to use my magnifying glasses and zoom in here. So I'm going to increase that. So let's take a look at some of the details here. I'm going to go back to my quick selection tool, and I want to add to the selection here and get this dialed in just right. Now, in order to get in this little pocket here, I'm going to hold my shift key down, and it just brings the stuff in, okay? So actually I'm going to step backwards, okay? So you see how I brought that little pocket in? I'm just going to click shift and then add to the selection, okay? Now I'm going to take the selection here and pull out on the hand like that, okay? Looks pretty good. Well, I notice my behind is not there, so I'm going to subtract that out. Oops, and that went all the way to the brick, so I'm going to bring that back in. Okay? You just have to play around with it and just be delicate. So you're going to toggle back and forth, plus and minus there, until you get it going the way that you want it. Okay. Getting close. There we go. Alright, so let me get that last little bit right here in my pants. There we go. Alright. A little bit right there too. Check the shoes. Shoes look good. Everything's looking great. Now I'm going to go up here. I'm going to click select inverse. And what that's going to do is it's going to select everything inside of the quick selection tool. Basically me, the time traveler. And I'm going to go to edit, copy. Then I'm going to go toggle over here to my other photo, and I'm going to click edit, paste. Okay? Now you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, Mr. Meta, that's ginormous. Well, go up to edit, and then you can go to transform, and then scale. And scale it down. So think about the scale of your image and how it relates to here. Now you can see I've got another little layer right here that I was working on, so I'm going to turn that off. Okay, so here's my time traveler in my photo now. Now, one thing to think about is make sure your time traveler is holding some kind of piece of technology to let the viewer know that they're not from the time. Okay, so that's how to put your time traveler in your photo. So good luck.